Surprise! We are here after the curtain has fallen on the NFL regular season. We here at the DFS Deli are here to recap things we got wrong, things we got right, make some playoff predictions, and of course, recap the season that was 2024. So turn on the open signs and welcome on in to the DFS Deli. Here we go. Welcome into the DFS Deli. I, of course, am the proprietor of this delicatessen, Sully Ali Shahid. And guys, don't worry. You guys do not have to sleep with me to get ahead and get more airtime. I will allow you all the airtime you could ever want. So,
appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you guys here. Welcome to playoff DFS Deli. We're going to talk about what happened in the 2024/2025 season leading up into this point, what we got wrong, what we got right. And I'm just ready to enjoy another podcast with you guys at least 1 to 2 more times before we hit the Super Bowl. Baker, what in the are you doing? Are you okay? Yeah, he doesn't even know he's muted. That's what I'm talking about. Like when I was
playing the intro in my head.
I let you guys have 2 weeks off for Christmas and New Year's because I'm a good boss, and this is how you come back to work, Baker. Okay.
Well, it was Christmas. It was New Year's. You think I'm sober yet?
Yeah, you were doing a lot of flying around, a little coast to coast action. So that's good. Welcome back. How is everything else going in the year 2025 now?
I mean, I spent the majority of my New Year so far out on the Best Coast. Me and the GF hung out, got a chance to meet the families, met Mama Cindy, Papa Chip, met aunts, uncles, grandmas, grandpas, cousins, sisters. We done met the whole damn family, bro.
I have like 4 relatives. That's like way more than I would ever expect. Oh yeah, she's white. Never mind. She got a huge family. Never mind.
She's a white Italian. What the do you expect?
Huge family. Yep. Yep.
Figured. I only met like that wasn't even the whole family that I met. There's still like 50 more of them motherfuckers.
Baker, you know you're expected to carry on that size of family. You know that, right?
Her sister.
No, Baker
is expected to carry on because her sister's married to this. Like I totally say this. Her sister's husband is a beautiful man, beautiful fucking. He's a beautiful Englishman. Love him to death. They are Baker, responsible for carrying that shit on.
No, you have to contribute.
No, I don't. I didn't read the syllabus. I did not read the syllabus, Chill.
Well, Baker, you're going to have to read the syllabus and then cross that bridge for another episode. Because
absolutely. Because as soon as your girlfriend gets a hold of this episode, she's going to be like, oh, so you don't want to continue on a lineage of what we got going on? That Italian part's going to come out of her, by the way. Because, this is a black thing, but that Italian part is part black anyway. So we're going to see what she has to say to your ass. You know what? Let's stick to football because you might be getting in trouble real quick. So
that's fine. And we both know this mouth. It do some things, and it gets me in trouble a lot.
Wow. Chili,
I was
Happy
talking about
New Year.
talking. I was talking about talking.
Yeah, whatever, Baker. How's everything going with you, buddy?
Man, it's going good. It had a good last couple weeks of the season. So
yeah, you did.
I was able to
win. Yeah, you did.
Was able to win a GPP to salvage the year. So
winner chicken dinner.
Shout out Chuba Hubbard against the Cardinals.
Right.
So we needed that. I guess technically it was a good season. I guess, although it sucked up until week 16.
Because chill, it only takes one.
It only takes one. But no, man, I'm getting ready to, talk about, some real life football stuff, some playoff predictions.
Yeah.
I'll probably get hated on for hating on Josh Allen at some point. So, I'm here for it.
Listen, chill. I was not going to close out the season without giving you at least one more opportunity to hate on JA17. Yeah.
But most of my hate for Josh Allen, I think it's playoff based. So it's He's great here. Like, he's a great quarterback. Obviously right now I think he's top 3 for sure. Probably top 2 or top 3. I think you could flip him.
Well, I expect the same hate for one Lamar Jackson as well.
Oh, so. Yeah. I mean, Lamar might be worse.
But we'll get there. We'll get there.
Baker, before we get to this topic, Lamar Jackson consistently, you can't argue with the numbers, consistently has his worst game in the playoffs.
People consistently.
Listen, the 3 quarterbacks that aren't Mahomes, you can hate on for all the couple reasons. Joe Burrow is still living on a playoff victory from 3 years ago?
Roughly, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Josh Allen hasn't beaten a decently named quarterback in the playoffs, and Lamar just shits the bed. And then there's Mahomes. So you can hate on, and then there's Mahomes. So you can hate on all 3 of those guys, no matter how one. If you're a Lamar person, you can hate on Josh. If you're Josh, you can hate on Lamar. If you're Burrow, you can hate on. Doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, there's no debating on who the prettiest one is because Joe Burrow is fine as hell. Let's be honest about that.
I mean, Pat Mahomes he ain't an ugly dude. He just ugly once he opened his mouth with that Kermit the Frog sounding voice.
Yeah, I get it, but Joe Burrow is
Listen, it doesn't matter how ugly you are. If you just go to X and research Joy Taylor and this one white dude she was fucking, all you need to know is, do you got money? That's it. No matter how pretty you are or how ugly you are, if you got money, you can get some.
So from a looks perspective, I had a chance.
Did you see that guy?
No, I did not. I did not see a single person she fucked.
Oh.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Mm-hmm. Allegedly. Sorry, Fox.
Seriously. No matter how many views this podcast may or may not get, if we don't throw in that word allegedly, it's a wrap. But listen, let's get into it, because the last thing we'll talk about is, playoff predictions for this upcoming weekend. And I want to start where we began in an unreleased episode of the DFS Deli, where we all made predictions about what was going to do when and where and how. So I want to know, Chili, what was the number one thing you got right? And what was the number one thing you got completely wrong going into the season?
Completely wrong was the Chicago Bears. After the Hail Mary game, they were never the same. So I got the Bears wrong. I had a lot of faith in the Bears and Caleb Williams. I had unwavering faith as a Browns quarterback once said. Got that wrong. I believe you and I had the Commanders in the playoffs. I think you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I also think. So technically, I had the Cardinals ahead of the Seahawks. That was wrong. Although both, the Cardinals did better than their projected win total.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then
they front ran at the beginning of the season when we thought the Cardinals were going to be good, and then they fell off a fucking cliff.
And then I think the Chargers. I think I got the Chargers right, because I think I had the Chargers in the playoffs as well. And then NFC, I don't think that NFC. I probably was wrong on the 49ers. I'll just assume. Probably had the 49ers in the playoffs.
I think a lot of us projected the 49ers to go ahead and take the West, and I think we were all wrong on that one.
I think most of our Super Bowl predictions are still alive. I think most of us just had. I mean, I think you probably had Bills. I think I probably went with the chalk, which was Chiefs Lions. I think
that's fair.
I think I just went with the chalk.
Whatever you think you said, I will 100% agree. Okay, because again, I can't check the tape because there's no tape. So
you're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Baker. Baker, what did you get right? What did you get wrong this year?
Well, there's one thing I got wrong. It's exponentially worse than Chill getting the Bears wrong, because I was on the Bears with Chill. But what I got wrong even more than the Chill getting the Bears wrong, I said the Vikings were picking in the top 5.
I probably said that as well, so I'm probably with you.
Guilty.
I mean, and Lord Jesus, Sam Darnold, like you stopped seeing ghosts. So that one I definitely got wrong.
He saw ghosts last night. Dude couldn't hit wide open Justin Jefferson in the corner of the end zone.
As a Jetta fan, I was hurting. I was on
Old
my plane
habits
ride
die
home.
hard.
I was on my plane ride home, and yeah, I was getting ready to fucking just cuss up a storm because I had a baby crying behind me, and he couldn't hit Jetta.
Oh,
No,
not the baby.
Not the baby.
2.5 hour flight because my switchover was in Denver, and yeah, 2.5 hours. That baby
It's
did
rough.
not shut the fuck up.
Is that a bad airport? Unrelated note, I've just heard horror stories about the Denver airport. I don't know.
I've had nothing but great experiences going through there.
Okay, because like I've never heard good things about that airport. Never been there in my life yet, but I've heard bad things.
With a lot of trips out to the West Coast for work in the past year, fantastic experience going through Denver.
Fair.
Great beer in the freaking airport. Fantastic people, even though airport bartenders fucking suck as a total. And then I just get baby crying behind me for 2.5 hours.
Oh no, that's the worst.
But what I got right, I mean, we're gonna see what I got right the most, but I'm not even sure if this technically counts as the most. I'm gonna put a tie because I had my defensive player of the year being Aiden Hutchinson. Obviously, he got fucked up, but he was the defensive player of the year.
Yeah, about that. Sorry.
And my MVP, even though we've just finished regular season, I personally do not believe he deserves to win the MVP. But he was my prediction. I think that would be something that I got right in JA.
I like that. Preseason, I kind of knocked it out the park. My preseason Super Bowl prediction is still alive. So Bucks and Bills are still in the playoffs. So we got that to look forward to. Also, y'all both laughed at me when I said the freaking Bucks are going to repeat as South champs. I think both y'all idiots picked the Saints or the Falcons or something like that. I think it was the Falcons.
Probably Falcons.
Sorry about that. Losers. So you got that wrong.
I think that was Kirk Cousins' fault.
It was my boy's fault.
We all got the I don't know if you agree with us, Chill, or maybe it was me and Chill and Baker, or maybe we all agreed that Jaden Daniels was going to be the offensive rookie of the year.
No, I was different. I differed.
Okay. Someone agreed with me. Was it you, Chill?
It was
probably me, yeah.
Okay. So got Jaden Daniels correct. So cash that ticket. I also cashed another ticket yesterday, Chill. You know what that one was? Derrick Henry leading the league in rushing touchdowns. Called it. He tied with my boy in Buffalo. James Cook. Yep. So FanDuel cashed that out. Good job. And the thing I got wrong, I'm going to agree with you, Baker. I got the Vikings wrong. Badly. Because I thought they were going to suck.
Oh, I thought they were going to be trash.
Like, badly. I thought they were going to be horrible. But here we are. And they are a 14-win team on the road. So that's cool.
I mean, they only lose to two teams.
The Vikings?
Yeah. They've only lost to the Lions and Rams.
Oh, right.
So if they lose on Monday, they literally only lost to two teams all season.
That's insane.
Because it'd be two losses versus the Lions, 2 losses versus the Rams.
That's
chill.
Yeah.
We'll get there, but when they lose to the Rams.
Spoiler, I agree.
Spoiler alert. We are recording this. First of all, we're recording this on a Monday night. And of course, if you don't know, the Monday after the NFL season concludes, it is what we like to call Black Monday. So we're going to go ahead and do the thing and hit it. We like to say, rest in peace. It was a good season one and done for a Gerard Mayo. Certain members of the Cleveland Browns coaching staff and Ken Dorsey, the offensive line coach. And of course, one we all saw coming, Doug Peterson, your trashy ass is out. in Jacksonville. May you all rest in peace and to a bright future to whatever coaching endeavors you have. Pour one up. This one's for you. Listen, I already know there were some other position coaches fired throughout the league, but I'm not one to keep track. I know those are like the major ones, so I'm gonna stick with that.
I think the only other, I think probably the major defensive, the major position coach that probably got fired was probably the Cincinnati coordinator. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name.
Oh yeah, they brought in nothing. They were trash. They gave him nothing, and he gets fired for it. So cool.
Correct. I mean, like, he's got to remember that guy was like one of the head like leaders for being like a head coach last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he'll be out of a job very long. My guess.
Yeah, I agree. I think
they fired everybody. They fired him, the linebackers coach, the D-line coach, anything like
associated with defense. Get the fuck out.
Correct.
Yeah, that's fair.
Why? Their defense was so good.
They carried them. Baker.
They do have a defensive player. They do have a defensive player of the year candidate.
Right.
He won't win, but yes.
But he's probably top 3, right? Top 4 at least.
I would say top 3. I'd go top 3.
Oh, because I don't know. I don't know if he's ahead of Miles.
I put Miles in my top 3.
Hey, listen, I mean, we can make the smooth transition to regular season awards before we jump into playoff predictions. And I guess if that's where y'all want to start, we can start with Defensive Player of the Year, because I think the Defensive Player of the Year, my humble opinion, is heading up to Buffalo.
I was going to say, before we, because you're not wrong, but before we get to that,
Go on.
In terms of, so the teams that need head coaches, just give me one team and one head coach, and that you think should be there, that like fits, that turns around that team instantly, that gives it the old turn.
Rex Ryan to the Jets.
We've read that book before.
Rex Ryan to the Jets. Let's go.
So if Rex Ryan goes to the Jets, your prediction about Aaron Rodgers is wrong, because that man ripped him. He fucking ripped him.
Correct. If Rex Ryan goes to the Jets, Aaron Rodgers is out the fucking door. Him and his boner boy, Devontae Adams, out the door. And that team will be decent next year. That's my one situation.
They won't. Absolutely not. They will still suck next
Baker.
Year. Bullshit.
I mean, you know who would come back? Robert Saleh to be the defensive coordinator.
Brother.
He got scapegoated for no damn reason. Who knew firing Robert Saleh would make a team worse? Like, what? Like, come on, man. I know that situation won't happen, but that would be funny.
Unrelated note, I think if Robert Saleh became the defensive coordinator for the Bengals, I think that makes a ton of sense.
Ooh. I like that.
Baker, what say you?
I mean, I got to go Chicago.
What coach? Because they want to interview Mike McCarthy.
Yep.
They want to interview
McCarthy.
They want to interview
that man. Want to ruin Caleb Williams.
I don't know if you could say that about Mike McCarthy.
Yes, I can. I can say that. I
don't know, man.
Right.
Listen, I'm not saying he's like a great head coach, but like he does win. And did you see those Jerry Jones's quotes? I didn't buy this team. I didn't buy this team for a thing. I bought it as an occupation.
So, what y'all trying to tell me right now? Y'all trying to defend Mike McCarthy?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm not a Mike McCarthy guy, Baker.
Me neither.
You sound like one. You sound like one. Both of y'all do.
But I know. Well, honestly, I think I would rather, for the Bears, I'd rather see it be Pete Carroll. But it's not Mike McCarthy's fault, man.
It's 100% Mike McCarthy's fault.
It's not. He got this team to what? 7 wins? 6 wins?
Mike McCarthy's not good.
He had 3 12-win seasons with them. 2, 3?
He ain't bad either. I mean, like, Mike McCarthy is not the reason the Cowboys. are
All
not
right.
winning games.
I'm gonna
he's
put this
not
to y'all
winning.
this way. Disagree if y'all won't. Obviously, we know what happened in baseball in the 90s with a bunch of people juicing, right?
Yes.
Mike
Mhm.
McCarthy is the Jeff Fisher who juices.
You're a hater. You're just a hater. I don't understand. First of all, I think Chill is gonna be right with this. You know what they're doing right now is the Bears interviewing McCarthy. I think he goes to the Bears. I think that's going to happen.
I think
And-
if the Bears actually wait like they need to, they take Ben Johnson from Detroit.
Ben Johnson is gonna stay in Detroit. I'm sorry.
No, he's not. He's not staying 2 years in a row. No way in hell.
Yes,
He is not staying 2 years in a row.
Yes,
The only thing that keeps Ben Johnson in Detroit is if they're in the Super Bowl and teams get impatient.
He might go to the Super Bowl, Baker.
Which is a possibility.
I'd rather stay with this than work with whatever Chicago's got going on.
So speaking of Ben Johnson, this is like the biggest long shot, but I think Ben Johnson would instantly make the Jaguars a playoff team.
No, because the Jaguars still don't know how to play this thing called defense.
And they don't have a quarterback either.
They got Mac Jones.
You can say what you want about Trevor. You could say, listen, obviously I was a Trevor Lawrence defender, but like you were probably saying the same thing about Jared Goff.
I didn't say anything about. I've always loved Jared Goff.
A lot of people would have said the same thing from him going to the Rams to the Lions.
You're right. The majority, not me personally. I've always loved Jared Goff. I thought he was a baller.
So I think Ben Johnson, because like Jacksonville is not a bad. It's not bad. You got 2 running backs. You have the really good wide receiver. You still have 2 decent tight ends. So offensively, like they're not bad. So all they really have to draft is some defense. Their division is a cakewalk. Because like now there's an honest discussion about would you rather have Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud?
Well, theoretically, their division shouldn't be a cakewalk. It should be Houston's to run.
But it wasn't.
But
What?
What?
Also, Bryce Young is 1-0 against C.J. Stroud.
True that.
Lost a lot of money that week playing the Texans.
All right, here we go. Let's rapid fire this before we get into our playoff matchups and predictions because we got a lot to get through, and I'm pretty sure there's going to be some argumentative topics.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. So, as I alluded to, defensive player of the year, my opinion, Patrick Surtain Jr. Baker.
Turned down for what?
Okay. Chill. Defensive player of the year.
I think you're 100% right. The son of Miami Dolphin great Patrick Surtain.
Of course, the Dolphins fans said some shit like that.
Because it's true. I speak the truth.
Excellent.
Is he even in your ring of honor for him to be a Dolphin great?
He doesn't have to be. He's a Dolphin great, Baker.
Dolphin great, Baker.
Dolphin great.
Were you about to ask me what great does Miami have? What you about to ask me?
Well, first of all, Miami, like, we are the only undefeated team in the history of the NFL.
Long before you were even a thought in your dad's nutsack, my friend.
Baker, it doesn't matter. I get to hold on to that for life.
Literally, because
though it did not happen in your life.
It will never be broken.
But being a fan, I get that perk.
No, you do not. You get perks for things you were alive for.
I get that perk.
You've been alive for misery.
We've been okay.
Is that did that qualify for me as well? Because I technically was alive for the Bills' 4 straight Super Bowl losses. Or does it not count because I technically wasn't a Bills fan back then?
You weren't even a Bills fan then. You weren't even a Bills fan.
All right. I won't share in their misery then. That's
So
fine.
Chill does not get to share in the fucking the one highlight of the fucking franchise.
That's a good
Listen,
point.
we've won.
If I
We've
can't
won.
share in the misery of the Bills and Jim Kelly,
No,
you should
because
be able to celebrate
I will
something
allow
that didn't
you.
happen.
You're allowed to share in the misery.
With your fucking corrupt fucking mind to try to prove your point that you're correct. No, you are not.
I get to.
Dude, that's like Yankees fans talking about, yeah, we have 27 championships. And the kid's fucking
So,
19 years
hold on.
old. You don't get to claim those 27 when you have
So-
0 in your life.
So you're not allowed. So you're not allowed to mention anything like Brown's history rise, right?
And I don't.
All
I
right, so
mention
like,
it as a historian. I will mention it as a historian of knowledge of the game. I don't mention like, oh, the Browns are so great. No, we fucking suck.
Baker, I better not hear you mention the Purple People Eaters, being a Vikings fan. All right, all right.
Well, fact check when the Purple People Eaters were, because that was in the 80s. I was at least alive, you piece of shit.
What was
no, they were pre-80s, weren't they?
What was the Redskins Super Bowl runs that they had?
The Hogs?
The Hogs.
Can Baker claim that? Because he's got two teams in the
no,
playoffs.
no.
I was alive for the Hogs. 100% alive for the Hogs.
Baker's got two teams in the playoffs. I'm just saying.
He does. He really does.
He's got
I
two
got
spots
zero.
in the playoffs.
I got 0.
I have 2. So I'm good.
I got 0.
Anybody want to make the argument that X players should not be defensive player of the year, or should we move on to offensive player of the year? Because I feel like we can all agree on this.
No, I mean, listen, if